Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Hit the Road Music Podcast. And today, I feel really blessed with this guest. We have a ton full of golden tips. And I'm not exaggerating. This episode is incredible. We are talking with Artists Coach Katerina. Her mission is to make people happy. This is her contribution to this planet. And she's doing it by showing artists how to monetize their skills, how to become a successful artist. We talk a lot about what is blocking us on our journey to become an artist, our fears. Are you a perfectionist? You will learn more about her own path. She's sharing many stories about her own path. I am also sharing my personal story, my fears, and my limiting beliefs that blocked me from achieving what I want to achieve. This is not the easy task to become successful in the music industry or in general as an artist. Today you will learn what is required from you to separate yourself as an artist and stand out in this big crowd. Do you think you know the answer? There is a lot of work involved. What kind of work you will see now in this incredible interview. So hello everybody. Today we have a very special guest, incredible person, Katerina from Greece. She's the artist coach, and the best is, why don't you introduce yourself, Katie? Who are you and what are you doing?
Hello, Adi. It's first of all, it's great being here with you. I always love our conversations. So I'm Katerina. I'm a coach for artists, and I help artists with business, marketing, sales, mindset, and I make sure, they get to their goals, they progress, and they monetize from their art. So that's my job.
And you're doing it really, really good. Yes, always great to talk with you. So tell us, since when are you doing it? And what was your motivation to start with artists coaching?
Okay. So actually, that is something that I'm probably doing for my whole life, to be honest. I was just doing it for free. I always loved, to see the talent and the potential in other people. So I was always eager to help others, get to their full potential and get to their goals and live the life of their dreams. And of course, I was always searching for personal answers myself as well. So it actually only made sense at some point, to focus more and to create a business, around that, because like helping my friends wasn't really working. I'm not sure they wanted my help to begin with. So when you're in a friendly mode, with somebody, you can give them advice, but at the end of the day, if they are not ready to change, you cannot help other people. So I created a more professional content so I can really help others. And I've been doing that for the last 1.5 years.
Wow.
Focusing on artists, of course.
This is incredible. Yeah, I see we are all in the way. We all need advices, but how many advices we get from friends and just don't take them? Yeah, this is good that you are making it professionally. Yeah, you really helped me on my path. I joined you in August and can totally recommend it. Otherwise, there are many things that we learn, that we hear from somewhere, that we read somewhere, but we are not taking it into action. So
yeah,
it's always good to have somebody who is helping us on the side.
And I really want to mention this because when I first started, I got like 5 of my friends who are all pretty much artists. And I told them, I'm going to coach you for free. So it's very, very interesting to say, because my first mentor was saying, that you cannot help others for free. And I'm the type of person, that always like to see the proofs. So I was going kind of against his advice, and I was like, I'm going to do it anyway. So I got 5 of my friends and started coaching them. And it's very interesting to say that none of them got results. Then, after that experiment, I can honestly say, that it's a reality. You cannot help other people for free, because in reality, when you invest in yourself, it's a complete different concept. You take it more serious and you commit in the process more. That's a hard reality, but it's true. And I have personally experienced that myself, because when I first invested into my business training, I invested 6K. And at that time, it was a crazy amount of money for me. I mean, my family, my friends, everyone told me, what are you doing, Katerina? That's not a good decision. So I went all in because I invested a huge amount of money at the time. So believe me when I say that probably if that amount of money was lower, I would have given up in the process because it was damn difficult. And I cried a lot until I started making things happen for myself. But that investment kept me going, because I said to myself, no, I need, to get my money back. I need to learn how to get my money back at the end of the day. So yeah, that's an interesting and ironic concept, but it's a reality.
It is total reality. It's the same when doing free mixes. Then often, like from my personal experience, people don't give all the power in the studio. They don't care how the mic is there because somebody is fixing it anyway for free. So I don't know who is having something from it.
Exactly. Both sides lose this way. And that is why, that is the reason, that I encourage artists to charge. Because at the end of the day, a person who appreciates you enough is going to pay for your service. Otherwise, it's easy to ask for free stuff and go for the free stuff. But people don't really appreciate the free stuff. I mean, I can say the same thing for myself. So many times I have access to amazing knowledge and information, and I do not take it that serious just because the price is too low. Well, that's a reality. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I have noticed myself purchasing amazing knowledge in a really low price and not appreciating it enough. And it's something similar with books, because people start reading a book. Maybe it's a business book. I'm not talking, about reading a story book. Okay. I'm more talking into self-development or business book or marketing book. And, they get excited, like, wow, their energy gets higher and higher while they are reading the book. But after they finish the book, they forget about the knowledge and they don't get into the second part, because the second and most important part is the action.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thanks for sharing your background story. It makes totally sense. And I wanted to ask you, what are the benefits for artists who want to join your program, and for whom is this program?
This is for artists who are believing enough in themselves, to go after their dreams. Okay, so this is something that is super, super important to begin with. And of course, we all have a limitation in our mindset, but it's still important, to be in a level that you say, I believe in myself enough to invest in a program. So that's something that is super important. Another thing is that, artists need to be coachable and ready to learn and take action. That is something that is important, on my side. But this program is for artists who are ready to learn how to get their career to the next level, or even to start their career, but start their career strong and monetize from that. So it's definitely not a program for somebody who is just making art for fun, which is amazing. But it's for artists who want to be making a living or upgrading their career in terms of their art, and monetize from it. Because at the end of the day, if you never get to the point of monetizing, that means that you are always stuck in another job, unless you are super rich, okay, and you don't have to work. But most of us need to work. So if you have a full-time job and then you have another full-time job doing art, okay, on one hand, art is the fun part, but it's super difficult. It's too much. So eventually you need to get to the point where you actually have a day job doing art. And that means you become better as an artist because you have more time and more focus and more energy to do it. It's simple as that. I mean, imagine if you have like 2-3 hours per day, which is not bad for doing your art. And imagine if you have 8 to 10 hours per day. You could growth in like half and more than half the time, and progress, and being able, to share your gift, to share your talent with other people as well. So the way I see it is that an artist who takes art seriously, sees art seriously enough to go for it, needs to get to that point of doing art full time and getting something back, which in this world is money.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. When you do it on the daily basis, you get way quicker, way better. I remember my times when I started to be a music producer. I went to the office for 10 hours. After 12, 14 hours, I started to mix the songs in the morning. You can make it. Yeah, you can. It was fun. It was the learning phase. But for how long should I do
For
it?
how long? It's not
Yeah.
sustainable. And again, like being a professional artist is not only the fun part, like creating music. Okay, this is of course important, but you also need to do other stuff. You need the marketing, you need the business, you need the sales, you need to do so many other things, and that alone is overwhelming and too much. This is a full-time job. So eventually you own it to yourself and to your art at the end of the day, to get professional, because this is the only way to actually being able to be an artist and be an artist to your full potential at the end of the day. You cannot be an artist to your full potential doing art for 1 hour per day or 2 hours per day. You can be an artist for sure. I mean, you are an artist anyway, but you cannot be an artist to your full potential, which is important to be living our life in our full potential.
So true. Because this leads you to true happiness and freedom.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's success. That's what success is, to be happy. It's not about the money. And I don't believe there is any artist in this world who is doing art for the money. But that doesn't mean that making money is evil.
One of the limiting beliefs. Yeah, this is what we grew up with.
Yeah.
You can't make money with your art. I went through this like for the first 20 years until I just woke up like, hey, I'm working all the time, but I want to make my music. Something is not right, like I'm tired. The fun is gone. It needed some change.
Yeah.
That's incredible. It's the happiness. Happiness is the success, and this is what we are all looking for. So tell us, what is your prior experience in the music industry before you started artist coaching?
Okay, so I was an artist myself since about 17 years old. I started playing in a friend's band. I started singing, and it actually saved my life, to be honest, because at that time I was super, super depressed as a person. My mother had died from cancer, and I was in a completely drug abusive situation and self-destructive mode. So, to be honest, I can fairly say that music saved my life, because when I started singing with my in this band, I found, the inspiration and the motivation to understand, that life can be beautiful as well. And so I made the decision, to choose life like train spotting, and go to the university to study music. And then I studied sound engineering. I got a bachelor degree in sound engineering. I don't know if I have ever shared this info with you, Adi.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
At the beginning, we talked about it.
Okay. So yeah, I've worked for some years as a sound engineer, and then I completely changed my career path. I went to sales and marketing. And what was the question? Oh, my background.
Yeah, your background.
Okay, yeah. So in 2003, I formed my band, and we played together until around 2015. Then the band broke up. Yeah, we played a lot. I mean, we played in all major festivals in Greece. So so many. We shared the stage with international artists and some Greek artists sometimes. It was a great experience, but I'm not sure if I would go back into being in a band at the moment, personally.
It's always an interesting time to be in a band.
Yeah. So to be honest, yeah, after the band broke up, and it changes so many band members over the year, like it's kind of crazy. But we had lots of fun, for sure. We had lots of fun. And then I got into directing, which is my most recent passion. Although I still need to figure out some time, to keep it going. But I started directing short films and kind of producing and performing. And that was a completely different journey. That was definitely 100% fun project, for sure. And we were lucky enough, to win an audience award for best film, which is quite impressive for a no budget production. And for every single person that was in the team, while we were filming and making it, it was like 100% fun project. So yeah, that's kind of my background artistically.
That's incredible. I love the movie. You shared the short movie with us. It's really great.
Yeah,
It's
you've
just
seen
fun
it.
watching it. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. So yeah, thanks for sharing your background story. So you know what is the artist life, what the artist is going through in life, and can relate to us. I would say us. I'm also an artist. I was also in
Of
your
course.
program.
To be honest, I would not say that what is most valuable for me at the moment is my successes as an artist as much as my failures. Because I did a lot of things, that it wasn't intentionally, but I fucked up a lot. Excuse my language, but
You can
that's the reality. I
let it
fucked up a
out.
lot. I mean, there were so many times that, doors were opening. We got invited to play in Israel in front of hundreds of people, Berlin, New York. And I was saying no, just because, I was overwhelmed with that anxiety. I had a fear of lying, and I was kind of avoiding things and sabotaging my progress and my career. So, to be honest, I believe that this is the most valuable part for me now, to be able to understand the mind and the heart of an artist. And this is the reality, that you need to step up from this point, of self-sabotaging yourself, not believing in yourself, not believing that it is possible, not educating yourself enough. So, yeah, although, there are things that I have succeeded as an artist, and I can say that they came pretty easy for me. But I was the type of person who was going for easy. And I have to admit that to myself and to this interview.
The truth behind your
but,
career.
but this is the truth. And I believe that this is something that every artist, needs to overcome and step up and make things happen. Otherwise, you just need to accept the fact that, I love doing art. I'm going to keep doing it until I die, but it's okay. I'm not going to have a career. And this is the reason why the percentage of artists who make it is small, because artists have this creative mind, but on the other hand, they are missing so many other parts that are important for success, like the business, the marketing, the sales. So these are all super important. And when we see an artist and we say, oh, he's got this gift, he's a star, the star quality. What is the star quality? Perhaps it's either a natural or cultivated talent of marketing themselves, selling themselves, and being good in business. Otherwise, you are alone in your room doing art, and that's perfectly fine. But artists need to be honest. Do I want, art in my life as therapy? That's okay. Do I want a career? If I want a career, I need to go all in. And that means being uncomfortable, getting into action, getting some help, and get the proper business and marketing knowledge. And never stop until you are at that point that you actually want to be.
These are incredible advices. I can also, when I reflect, I think that's the first step, to be honest with yourself, to be honest when you fucked up things in the past, but to see also how to move on. And especially in the music, everybody can start to make music. Is it for himself, for herself? Is it for getting better, to perform in front of people? I think it's overlooked to see what you should know. You can just sign the wrong contract because you don't know what is a contract or how this works, because you're just like, I have to be famous. But there are so many things around and so many things that you can mess up if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't educate yourself, and if you don't put yourself in action. There are a couple of stars. Yeah, they get the manager, they find the good managers who's helping them. The stars that we see on TV, they have a team working for them in the background.
Yeah, of course. Of course they do.
From finances to managing to tour manager, they get money in advance. I mean, now many independent artists, are doing it also on their own. What is also great when you have the skills, but you have to start somewhere. You have to get out of this illusion that when you make a good song, you deserve to be famous. Because this is a small part. There are so many incredible artists. There are so many good songs out there. And there is just something else that have to be done from your side as well.
Yeah. And, another thing that is super important is for artists to understand that there isn't only one way of going for it. Okay. So it's not only the rock star, famous, super famous, or pop star, super famous way to go. There are so many artists and musicians, producers out there who make a decent or amazing living, doing their art. Maybe we don't know them, but they are doing 100% what they love doing, and they're making money. They're making good money. So, I believe that this is perhaps the biggest misconception that most artists and especially musicians need to overcome of dreaming that really big and very, very specific image of the rock star. And I'm not saying, that this is bad, but there are so many other ways of making a successful living, doing what you love doing, even if not the whole world knows about you. And it's not either, like the absolute rock star or hip hop star or pop star or nothing.
Yeah, there are many jobs: songwriter, ghostwriter, engineers. There are many ways to be also in the background and successful. Music licensing. Yeah, your name don't have to be big as Beyonce. You can make it anyway. Totally agree.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Katie. I got some questions for you. You covered a lot of things and gave us a lot of advices. I'm curious, what is the best advice that you received personally during those times when you started as an artist coach or as an artist?
Yeah. So one of the best advices that I got from my first mentor, Xander Fryer, was to not be a perfectionism, because that was something that I was suffering a lot. I remember myself going to job interviews, and that was one of my top lines. Like, what is your biggest fault? And I was like, I'm a perfectionist. I was kind of proud of being a perfectionist, to be honest. But that was something that was sabotaging me, and it was paralyzing me. And it really clicked when I heard him say that. So even now, whenever I catch myself, going for perfect and pausing in the meantime, because at the end of the day, there is never perfect. That is one amazing advice that always, gets me forward. And the other thing that came from him as well is that make mistakes as fast as possible, fail as much as possible, and fail fast. This is the fastest way to get to success. And this is coming from a person who is making multiple seven figures. Okay, so that is a good note, because it is important to understand where advices are coming from.
This is incredible. I think also, I don't know where I read it, but perfectionism is the fear of not being enough. This hit me also very hard. Like, nothing will be perfect ever, and never. And done is better than perfect. It's also one of the things.
Done is better, yeah.
Yeah.
Done is better than perfect.
Sometimes people don't release the songs for 2 years, 3 years, because it's not perfect enough. And how many artists hate the songs after 3 years? The same with engineers getting crazy. Is the 523 hertz, is it too loud, 1 dB? Or too low 1 dB? Is the song perfect now or not? I think this is an incredible advice that is blocking many
Yeah.
people.
And also, once you start going for imperfect action, it is so liberating. It is so liberating. I mean, it comes with joy because you don't need to overthink about things like, is this photograph perfect for posting it? Is this, post an amazing, absolutely no mistake post? No, I mean, see the most valuable thing of actually getting yourself out there, doing things, progressing, move forward, don't stay stuck. So it's absolutely liberating to go for imperfect action. And there is a certain point that you start being lighter and not giving a fuck, to be honest. Yeah, okay. Even if no one likes this post, it's cool. Either way, I can delete it.
Definitely.
I'm sure this interview is not perfect either.
For example, I just wrote with my best friend and I'm asking, hey, how do you like my podcast? And he's like, man, we are all my friends. We are laughing. You are like nispling and your voice is strange, and so on. I said, yeah, it's not perfect, but I'm doing it anyway. Why not? And
Yeah.
we should never block ourselves. I'm aware of all the things, also the way I'm talking, but I give the best in it, and we get really good feedback. People are watching it. I'm happy to do it. What else should I do?
Of course, and this is the only way to get better at the end of the day, because your first podcast may be shit, but
Mhm.
your 100th podcast, I'm sure it's going to be better. So it's all about, going for it, just getting into action. And this is the only way, to improve and learn. Otherwise, you're not going to improve because you don't exercise.
Definitely. Oh, I love this advice. Everybody who's watching this, write it down, read it every single day, put it in your pocket. Like this is how I learn a lot of stuff. When I have something I want it in my head, I write it down, I put it somewhere where I see it every morning and every evening before I go to bed. Write it down and go for it.
Yeah,
So I
repetition.
repetition, yeah. Connect those neurons.
Exactly.
Katie, I have another question for you. What is the worst advice that you received in your career? It's a hard one, I know.
Yeah. The worst advice. I'm not sure that I got a worst advice, to be
Mhm.
honest, because I've invested in having amazing mentors. And I'm always working with a mentor. I mean, I'm constantly working with a mentor.
Mhm.
So I've never got a bad advice, but one advice that came in the beginning when I did my first investment was that you made a wrong decision. Like
Mhm.
you made a wrong decision, you invested a lot of money, this is super difficult, this is impossible to accomplish. So that was perhaps the worst advice, but it did come from a mentor, it came from my environment. And this is
Mhm.
another valuable lesson, because it's important to understand where advices are coming from, because there are people in our environment that loves us, so they might absolutely love us, but that doesn't mean that they are in a position to give good advices.
Mhm.
So always ask yourself, is this advice is coming from a person who has accomplished what I want to accomplish? Is this advice is coming from an expert? Or is this advice is coming from a person who loves us, but don't really know about it, haven't really done it, maybe has their own fears. And it's super important to realize when an advice is coming from a place of fear. Also, when a decision is made from a place of fear. Yeah.
Wow. You turned the bad advice into another great advice here for our listener. That's the spirit. It's really, really incredible. And yeah, again, I agree. When people from your environment want to stop you, it's not. I think this advice has come from a place of love and
They don't
place of,
want to stop you, they want to protect you.
yeah, exactly.
Actually, they want to protect you, but they're projecting their own fears.
Hmm.
So it's coming from a good place, from good intentions, but it's fear-based.
Yeah, totally agree. Please tell us, what are the next steps for you? For what are you planning in 2021?
2021, I'm planning on helping more people than last year, actually. Because last year I was solely working with people one-on-one, and this is a limit, a lower limit. So this year I'm planning on building a team that will help me help more people, actually. So this is the next goal, and to enjoy as much as possible, because this is something important for everyone to remember. It's a great thing to work hard, and it's absolutely necessary, especially in the beginning, but it's super important to also enjoy what we're doing, enjoy the process, if it's not like the most fun part of the process. So the more you enjoy the process, the more you enjoy your life, and usually that brings in results faster, and you don't suffer in the meantime, because at the end of the day, accomplishing goals and living hell until you accomplish them, it's not success at all. So yes, these are my two goals, to focus on happiness more, and enjoyment and fulfillment and appreciation. Because sometimes, I'm gonna be honest, I catch myself, like goal oriented all the time, and I'm forgetting about the process. And every time I catch myself, I say, okay, one step back, enjoy the moment.
Oh, this is wonderful.
This is the only thing that you have, and the most valuable at the end of the day, this very moment.
Definitely.
Everything else, it's in our imagination. It's either the past, which is done, or the future. So yeah.
Wonderful. Never forget to breathe. Just take a step back, breathe in, stay conscious, and stay cool. I love
And
it.
real.
And real. Yeah. I like what you're saying. Also, the idea of money is just the imagination that we build in the society. It can just stop every moment. So I think it's not worth to as you said nicely, to leave hell behind you, very painful path, just to go for it. It's very important to also enjoy this moment. I think it's getting loud here. Katie, I got the last question for you. Where can people find you? Where can people hire you, learn more about you? Yeah, where can people start interacting with you?
All right, so they can either find me on Instagram, Artist Coaching, or Facebook, which is Your Artist Coach is my page. But I believe if they even search Artist Coaching, they're gonna probably find me on Facebook as well. So Instagram and Facebook are the two platforms that I'm currently available. They can message me, of course, and we can discuss about it, because what's most important is, to see if I can help, if they are a good fit for the program, and if they do, I would love to work with them and get them inside the team.
That's amazing. This is what I like on your program as well, because you are evaluating. It's not just, hey, I'm an artist coach and everybody can come to me. We had a long call and you evaluated if I am coachable, if I am ready to do it. And I like the motivation behind it. Why you are evaluating the people
Because
at the beginning.
because I want to make sure that people can progress through the program. Okay, so for example, if somebody is not open to listen in the first place, they're not going to benefit from the program. People need to be in a position that are ready to listen and be coachable. And they absolutely need to be ready to get outside their comfort zone, for sure, because that means taking brave action. And those two things are super, super important for me, because if somebody joins the program and exits the program without getting results, this is bad for them, and it is actually really, really bad for me as well. So that is why I want to make sure that whoever joins the program, is a good fit, can benefit, can get results, and at the end of the day can make their investment back.
Thank you so much for your time. One more time
Thank
from my
you.
side. Thank you for your coaching. My investment is back already. I can highly recommend, if you are stuck as an artist, doesn't matter what age and what you're doing, what are your plans, check out Kati's Instagram page. At first, there are incredible posts on a daily basis, very motivating, inspiring. If you really need help, if you think this is something for you, don't hesitate to contact her and get your career rolling. Thank you for everything. Thank you for
Thank you
this
so
great
much.
friendship, and I thought it's to have an incredible day.
Thank you so much for having me, Adi. It's always a pleasure to be talking with you. Anytime.
Always a pleasure. By the way, we had already an interview, but for your channel. And
Yeah.
for all the listener, you can check it out on her Facebook page and Instagram profile. There you can learn more about our project as well and how you helped me. See you.